49ers Cal High Sports is presented by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank member, FDIC.
This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. Exciting games with league races getting started. We'll see St. Francis take on Mitty. Campolindo tackles Monte Vista, and Oakland takes on Washington in San Francisco.
We have lots of girls sports, including rivals Amador Valley and Foothill in volleyball. Water polo has Miramonte and Campolindo boys and girls. Plus, meet the Hollister football player and his courageous recovery from a horrible accident. 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start tonight in San Ramon, where the California Grizzlies are playing very well this season. The Grizz feature Nick Fox, a terrific wideout with blazing speed, averaging 31 yards a catch with 5 touchdowns this season.
That's right, Cal at home Friday night taking on an undefeated Milpitas team with Jake Alvarado averaging 213 yards a game on the ground. Milpitas at California Friday night. The Cal fans in a patriotic mood as their Grizzlies face Milpitas. Early first, Milpitas to punt, but flying in is Saidi Abdul Karim, who gets the punt sack. I have never seen that in my life. Great play, Saidi. Jaden Macedo then fires into the end zone, and there to make the grab is Nick Fosshauer, 7-0 Grizz. Later in the first, Macedo this time with a strike to Josh Calcano, 23 yards and a 14-0 Cal lead. Later in the first, Macedo this time dodging the rush and then finding Chase McGill, and the chase is on. McGill goes 45 yards for the Cal score. The Trojans looking to come back, but the Cal D was tough all night long. Ethan Cullen getting the sack there. We go to the second quarter now, and Fosshauer takes the punt, rumbling down to the 2-yard line. The Grizz take it in from there. It's 28-0. Milpitas gets a nice return of their own from Jacob Souza. Jake the Snake weaving his way through the defense. A nice long run leading to a Milpitas score. But Cal would win this one big. And once again with a big play is Abdul Karim, who breaks a tackle. And this guy is really fast. That's a 65-yard touchdown run for Saidi. 42-6, Cal in the lead. Milpitas on offense, but right there to pick off the pass is Elijah Dawkins, and a nice return leading to another score. Great play by Elijah. Cal leads it 48-6 at the half, and that is your final score as Cal hands Milpitas its first loss of the season. It's the 68th annual Island Bowl here at Ensenal as the Alameda Hornets take on their rival Ensenal. First drive of the game, and the Hornets come out stinging. Evan Green drives through for the Jets' touchdown kick is blocked 6-0. Second quarter now, Eli Slays steps back and fires deep to the open. Sophomore Landon Cole dodging a jet and taking it 35 yards to the house. PAT good, 13-0. The Jets trying to come back, toss it out to Alex Marston for a nice first down there, but this game was dominated by Alameda. Slay fires it out to Cole again, and Landon with a terrific run, break-in tackles, and then that leads to this Slay pass over to Will Rosen, and Will takes it to the house, and Alameda leads it 19-0 at the half. Third quarter action now, and it's more Alameda as Slay goes to the air again, firing into the end zone, this time for Will Hester, who makes a spectacular grab, 27-0. Ensenal driving later in the third. Nathan Leon keeping it himself, rolling out for a first down for the Jets, but Ensenal would not score in this game. Play action pass here. Slay hits Cole in stride for 43 yards. That was pretty. And then handed to Dion Byer for the score as the Hornets go on to win it 34-0 to take home the Island Bowl trophy. The Hornets' first win in 8 years. Slay leading the Alameda Hornets with nearly 200 total yards on the game.
It's Branham and Westmont in a Mount Hamilton Division showdown. The visiting Bruins up 10-8 in the first. Maisie Wong begins the highlights with some trickery. She sets it. JK, it's a tip. Later on, 6-point Bruin lead. Casey Nguyen, Wong, cross court to Andra Anake, and kiss it goodbye. Branham goes on to take set one. A good block from Marina Halpert, but the Bruins reload. Nguyen, Wong, Giselle Payton finishing it. The Bruins up 1-0. Alicia Riddell, Rucha Chavin, Kiana Liggs, and the Warriors with a great start to set 2. Chavin back sets to Kyra Bito, who puts it where they ate. 5-4 Warriors. But Branham comes right back. Here is set point. Payton to Wong, and then the tippy tap from Taylor McKean. Branham goes up by 2 sets. Third set, the Warriors, Audrey Jones puts up a big-time block, access denied. And this match belongs to the Bruins. Cece Bonner to Wong, back to Bonner, tool time. Then it's Giselle Payton leading everyone with 17 kills, and here she is putting up a big block. Branham improves to 8-3 on the year with a 3-set win over Westmont. Anake and Payton leading the way.
Jake Vanderbrook in Moraga as Campolindo battles Miramonte. First quarter, the Matadors are threatening. Here's a shot off the crossbar, but B. Heary is there and scores just behind the 2-meter mark. 1-0 Matadors after 1. The Matadors would score 2 more goals in the second quarter. Look at Heary going with the soft toss over to the defender and still puts it behind the cage. 3 goals for the junior. But Campo tacks on a goal just before the half as UCLA-bound senior Anna Piper shows off the range and skips this shot behind the net for one of her 2 goals. 3-1 Matadors at the half. More Cougars in the third. Nikki Frazier feeds a pass over to Lily Holloway. Another skip shot, and yes, that's good. Cougars cut the deficit to 1, but Miramonte would pull away. This is Tali Stryker, and my oh my, when she has some open space, she'll fire a strike into the cage. She's also heading to UCLA to continue her water polo career, and to put the icing on the cake, Audrina Kang passes it to Rosalie Hazett, and the senior captain rockets it home as Miramonte begins league play with a victory, beating Campolindo 7-3.
The Reiches Center brings us the Gary Reiches Players of the Week every week, the award based on performances in the previous week's games.
The announcement performed in a rap by our friends at the Reiches Center. Here are this week's Gary Reiches Memorial Players of the Week.
Yeah. 49 Cal High. I think I got a thesis why this week is not the weakest. Talk to me since I brought reasons why the hot topic is Salvapritis. On top of the league with the secret ingredient, keeping the team undefeated, defeated on both sides. Those nights really provide a running back or a linebacker, but at the same time, I ain't lying, no, I ain't trying to be dramatic. 2 scores and 2 catches, 168 yards of matches. Lost on Moss can cause some madness. Got them lost in traffic, now Salva's got them gassing. Who caught it? Who passed it? Well, ask me, I'm on it. I'll gladly bring him to Josh Gagne, the boss. That be running and gunning 213, deserving yards with 3 TDs. He keeps serving. I know it seems early, but don't be late to tell. Them acorns going nuts and none of us can break their shell. Number 12, 2 positions played as well. 35-27 comeback. Josh won that game himself. Gary Wright, Players of the Week. Trigger D beats, and this is Mace.
D-Line Constructors is a Bay Area leader in demolition, grading, paving, and site utilities. D-Line Constructors digs in with passion and brings us the D-Line Defensive Play of the Week.
This week's D-Line Constructors Defensive Player of the Week goes to Evan Vernon from Christopher. Evan stripping the ball loose from the running back for the Cougars. Evan Vernon with this week's D-Line Constructors Defensive Play of the Week. U.S. Bank presents the Coach of the Week award each week.
This week's U.S. Bank Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week goes to Jared Muela from the Granada Girls Flag Football Team. The Matadors defeating crosstown rival Livermore 42-6 last week to go to 2-2 on the season. Coach Muela will receive a grant from the 49ers Foundation for his accomplishments and will be honored during a 49ers game this season. Congratulations to Coach Muela, this week's U.S. Bank Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week.
Coming up, West Catholic League opening night as St. Francis meets Mitty.
And action from the West Alameda County Shoreline Division as Newark Memorial faces Kennedy. 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank continues.
How's the chicken?
Oh, the prawns are delicious.
Oh, I have a shellfish allergy.
1 prawn, very good.
Did I say chicken wrong?
Tired of people not listening to what you want?
It's truffle season.
That's okay.
Never enough truffles.
How much are they?
It's a lot.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
It's like a priceless piece of art.
Enjoy.
Or when they sell you what they want?
Yeah.
The more we understand you, the better we can help you. That's what U.S. Bank is for.
Huge relief.
Yeah.
Love is at the center of everything we do. That's why we were the first dairy in the U.S. to become American Humane Certified. Because the care that we pour into our cows produces better milk. Clover Sonoma, the only dairy with love in it.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering a $68 AC tune-up with a free duct inspection. High five service, champion attitude. Your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
What will always remain true is getting sucked in the mouth. You can't handle that. Bring the fight to them today. Be pissed off about it. Here comes Bosa. Bosa! Samuel again. Debo Samuel's in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Secure your seats at 49ers.com/tickets.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken. By Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the San Francisco 49ers. By Service Champions, high five service, champion attitude, Service Champions. By Mary West Credit Union, working for you today, tomorrow, together. And by Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads.
Opening night in the West Catholic League with the Mitty Monarchs starting the week with a perfect 3-0 record.
That's right, Mitty looking really good. St. Francis is just 1-2 after a very tough preseason schedule. The Lancers hosting league rival Mitty Friday night. It's our CCS Monster game. Our Jake Vanderbrook was there.
Sometimes the script doesn't go as planned. If you look behind me, there's no lights on. We have a power outage here in Mountain View, but something else that didn't go as planned last year for St. Francis. Mitty pulled off a stunning upset to make it to the CCS D1 title game. The Monarchs will look to improve to 4-0 on the season with Joey Campagna leading the charge. The senior quarterback already has thrown for 364 yards with 5 touchdowns. And for St. Francis, be on the lookout for Kingston Kiananaya. The junior leads the team in rushing with just 400 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Hopefully the lights turn back on and it should be a good one. It's Mitty and St. Francis in our CCS Monster game. All the lights are back on and the Rage Cage is all fired up, and they should be because the Lancers set themselves up with some excellent field position. The Monarchs fumble the opening kickoff and Langakali Mua falls on top of the rock. Then a few plays later, Aaron Knapp takes a shot to the end zone. Great coverage, but Perryon Williams makes the catch for a 5-yard touchdown. Lancers tack on another touchdown to make it 14-0 after 1. Second quarter, hand the ball off to Kingston Kiananaya, and he says, "Excuse me, I got reservations for 6." 21-0 St. Francis, but the Monarchs looking to get going on offense. This helps. Joey Campagna uncorks this ball down the field, and Maddox Gomez pulls it in, and he's off to the races. A 73-yard touchdown, PAT no good, 21-6 Lancers. Next drive, Campagna rolls to his right and connects with Caden Allard for 6. 21-13 St. Francis at the half. But the Lancers would pull away in the second half. Kiananaya gets the carry. Great blocking from Daniel Swank and James Jordan up front. And Kiananaya is loose. 63 yards to the crib. 28-13 Lancers. Next possession. This is Andrew Scherenberg getting the rock. And the senior breaks free for a 27-yard touchdown. 35-13 Lancers. And to put the nail in the coffin, give the rock to Kiananaya, and when you have great blocking up front, it's going to lead to 6. 167 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns for Kiananaya as St. Francis begins WCAL play with a victory, beating the Monarchs 42-20.
Talking about how we need to get back for our seniors, 42-41, we still remember that game like it was yesterday, so it was just great to bounce back for our seniors and, do what we do.
In Mountain View with the CCS Monster game, I'm Jake Vanderbrook, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Ivan Garcia here in Fremont as Kennedy Titans take on the Newark Memorial Cougars. Early first quarter, Titans force the punt. Ball is high, and here comes big man Christian Ortiz blocking the punt. Ball rolls into the back of the end zone. Great defense gives the Cougars a 2-point lead. Cougars get into the red zone later in the first. Melosi Gautiotti threads the needle to Isaac Flores. Holds onto the ball after taking a hit for the touchdown. PET no good, 8-0 Cougars. Same score in the second quarter, but the Titans at the goal line. Junaid Khan gets the rock, runs towards the far sideline, and gets in for 6. And Kennedy looks to tie the game, going for 2. This time it's Maynard Lorenzo with the ball, dives in for the end zone, and gets the 2-point conversion, and we are tied at 8. Newark Memorial looking to get back in front. Giovanni Moreno Gutierrez runs up the gap, avoids the defender, and is taken down just short of the end zone. And the Cougars punch it in a few plays later as Uriel Kim is pulled in for the touchdown. PET no good. Cougs lead 14-8 at the half. Third quarter now, both teams getting it done on the ground. Titans get back into the red zone. Velasquez calls his own number, seems to be taken down but stays on his feet and takes a hit after crossing the goal line. PET good, and the Titans have their first lead of the game, 15-14. Jump to the fourth quarter now. Cougs down by 1, facing a 4th and long. The pass is caught, but Gianni Pereira lays down a vicious hit stick to knock the ball out. Kennedy would run out the clock and wins his nail-biter, 15-14 over the Cougars. Velasquez with over 130 total yards and a rushing TD.
Campolindo at Acalanes for a thriller. Nikon Schust on the call. Campo trails early. Rachel Andre to Clara Bedell for the kill to cut the deficit to 1. More Campo. Andre sets Avea Stone, who gets it over the defenders. The Cougars win the opening set 25-23. Set 2, Acalanes lead. Emmy Seelenbacher sets Sophia Terry, who finds open space in middle of the court. Acalanes wins the set here. A great block by Addie Ains that the defenders can't hold on to. Dons take it 25-19 to tie it up. Campo leads 16-7 after Evie Uziel sets the University of Oregon commit Hannah Bornson, who fires a rocket over the net. The Uziel-Bornson duo for the 25-19 set win for Campo. The Cougars lead 2-1. A behind-the-bag hit here from Seelenbacher helps the Dons win a close set 4 to clinch a 5th and final set. In set 5, Cassidy Woon to Bornskin for a huge kill to take a 7-5 lead for Campo, and her teammates are loving it. Then Wu sets Stone, who gets the huge kill for Campolindo. The Cougars win this one 3-2 behind a huge performance by the junior Avea Stone.
Service Champion Heating and Air Conditioning helps us honor students who perform well on the field while doing great work around campus.
This week we spotlight Brenna Gleason from Heritage High School. Brenna is senior captain of the Heritage volleyball team on campus. Brenna is the secretary of the Science Olympiad Club, and she's also a member of the Heritage Heal Theory Club. Brenna would make holiday cards for patients in hospitals. Brenna Gleason is this week's Service Champion Student Spotlight. Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week, honoring Spirit squads all around the Bay Area.
This week, it's the Outstanding Cheer Squad from Alhambra High School.
Let's rock y'all, 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 dance!
Coming up, Palo Alto meets Menlo-Atherton.
But first, here is our top 10 girls volleyball poll.
Love is at the center of everything we do. That's why we were the first dairy in the U.S. to become American Humane Certified. Because the care that we pour into our cows produces better milk. Clover Sonoma, the only dairy with love in it.
From the beginning, Miramonte Credit Union was created to provide a brighter financial future for you. We work hard for our members because they're our greatest strength.
Miramonte worked for me when I needed an auto loan for my first car.
When I need to make a mobile payment, Miramonte works for me.
Miramonte works for me wherever adventure takes us.
Miramonte Credit Union. Let us work for you. Today, tomorrow, together.
Ever wonder where the capital A in Chick-fil-A came from? It started with grade A, top quality chicken. But we believed everything, not just the food, should be grade A.
A is for above and beyond.
An extra level of care.
A game.
From caring for our guests in our community to cleanliness and safe service with a My Pleasure. A is for all the little things we do to bring you our best every day.
A little funky dance.
And that too.
In the heart of the Bay Area, where champions are made.
Bernardi Zurada proudly stands as the official injury attorneys of the San Francisco 49ers.
When it comes to winning and having your back, just like the 49ers,
we've got you covered every step of the way.
At Bernardi Zurada, we've been champions for our clients for years because we know what it takes to win.
Bernardi Zurada, your faithful injury attorneys. Call 1-800-JUSTICE for your free consultation.
We are the Leland, and you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium. The Menlo-Atherton Bears are getting ready for league play next week with a non-league battle with Palo Alto. Xander Exelman throwing for 891 yards this season.
The Vikings feature top quarterback Declan Packer and his 704 yards a game. Pally at MA Friday night.
Just 2.5 miles separate these two schools. Palo Alto meeting Menlo-Atherton. Here's the first Palo Alto drive. Declan Packer fires to Isaiah Walker. Walker picks up some yards after the catch, 30 yards in total, but the Pally drive stalls. Bring on the Bears. Xander Eshelman passes to Angelo Marin in the flat. Marin escapes a couple of Vikings before getting let loose. This moves the chains 50 yards and the drive ends in a Bear touchdown handed to the big man, Jordan Masusu, and the Bears go up 7-0. Start of the second quarter, Pally looking to tie it up. Devin Hyde trips up the quarterback for the sack. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Eshelman dropping back and launching a pass to a wide open Alec Marshall. 14-0 MA at the break. When you have a running back that looks like this, it's going to be tough to take him down. It takes 5 Vikings to stop Jordan Masusu. Jordan with a big game for the Bears. And this is the same drive. Eshelman heaving it once again to tight end Alec Marshall. We see you, Alec. The score is 21-0. So Pally still looking for its first score late in the final quarter. Packer ending with 200 yards in the air. Jeremiah Fung hauls in that 40-yard pass. Final play of the game for the Vikes at the 1-yard line, but the Bears get the goal line stop. Augie Hicks is the one to trip him up to keep the shutout intact. 21-0 the final in Atherton.
Adrian Soriano here in San Jose for Willow Glen's first ever flag football game against Independence. Indy gets on the board right away, give it to Michaela Barrero, who gets past a couple defenders and turns on the Jets. 52 yards to the house. The point after is no good, and it's 6-0 Sixers. Independence on the board again later in the half. Ashjeet Kaur gets the snap, scrambles around and fires it to Michaela Barrero, who makes the catch in the end zone. 2-point conversion good, and it's 14-0 Sixers. Indy looking for more. Kaur connects with Kaya Lagos in the end zone for another Sixers touchdown, and it's 20-0 Independence. Willow Glen trying to answer back, but Viane Mamanea snatches the ball away from the receiver, and Mamanea is gone all the way to the house. Mama, there goes that girl. 26-0 Sixers at the half. Willow Glen gets on the board in the second half. Natalia Valerio dumps it to Annabelle Marico, and Annabelle is off to the races for the Rams' first ever touchdown, but not enough as Independence goes on to win it 32-6 to go to 2-0 on the season.
Each week, Chick-fil-A brings us stories of athletes who amaze us.
Robert, life can change in an instant. Hollister running back Jaden Torres learned just that a few months ago when his life was rocked by not only a life-threatening car accident, but also a miraculous recovery. At the Valley Medical Center in San Jose, at least one miracle is unfolding. This is Jaden Torres, and exactly 1 month before this day, no one knew if Jaden would even live.
He's a walking miracle.
Back on July 11th, Jaden was in his second week of football practice in his senior season at Hollister High School. Jaden was driving his little brother Jacob to their grandmother's house to go swimming with his best friend and teammate Dom in the car right behind him.
Basically, I just saw the collision
and I was just praying that it wasn't them, and then when I realized that it was, I just was frozen.
A truck backed into oncoming traffic and Jaden tried to swerve, but there was no time to react.
Jacob called me and he was screaming that they're in a bad accident. I need to get there fast. It's really bad. He didn't think Jaden was going to survive.
Jaden had a piece of the windshield wedged into his forehead. He was taken to the hospital in a helicopter and his official diagnosis, a traumatic brain injury. When Jaden woke up, he showed an entirely different personality. He was angry, sometimes violent, and didn't recognize any of his family.
So every time he woke up, I'd be like, I'm your mom, you're in a car accident, this happened to you. And then every time he would go to sleep, I'd remind him again.
Jaden's mom and dad were wondering if this would be the new normal. But then?
In San Jose at Valley Med, I told him, and he took a nap and he woke up and he's like, Mom, that's crazy. I was in a car accident. I was like, oh, he knows who I am. And he was like, did that really happen, Dad? And we were like, oh, just a relief that he knew who we were. We didn't have to remind him anymore.
I was really scared and I was just like, oh, I didn't even know what that happened. I was just really confused because I didn't remember any of that. But then I went to go check my head and I was like, oh, it really did happen. I just asked everybody there. Yeah, you really can't see the scar at all. No.
The first word he said was, I have practice today. That's the first thing that came out of his mouth.
And from that day, Jaden progressed exponentially.
One more. We could have lost both our boys that day. 10. Good job. They had angels watching over them. I truly believe that.
It really gives me joy that my brother came back home, and I loved how he was better and he didn't look the same anymore. He healed so fast.
I'm super happy for him to still be here and just happy that he's able to come out still.
Jaden has played in his very last football game.
Do you remember what happened? I don't at all.
His head is too fragile to take any more hits.
You gotta be out here. Good to see you. Oh, yeah.
Head coach Brian Smith visited Jaden in the hospital and gave him his uniform in preparation for the new role Jaden will take on the team.
We talked that day in the hospital about other positives coming out of situations that occur like this and taking on a coach's role, taking on a support role for his teammates.
And I can't wait just to get back to school and doing all the things like prom.
Prom, graduation.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
So many milestones Jaden has yet to reach, but all are still tangible because Jaden will be making the most of his second chance.
Jaden has not returned to school, but he hopes to play lacrosse in the spring, and his doctors are amazed at his recovery. Something tells me Jaden is the type of person who will continue to defy the odds.
Yeah, and you see the picture of that car.
That car is just
demolished. It's just incredible that he survived it all. Yeah, all right. Mirror West Credit Union helps us honor teachers each week with the Mirror West Merit Award.
Here's Kamari Stinson from Dublin talking about his favorite teacher, Elise Roseby.
My favorite teacher is Miss Roseby. You know, she's been to my football games every week now, and I appreciate her. Every time I score, she's like, good stuff, Kamari, so I'm thankful, for sure.
Coming up, our Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game. It's the rivalry game on the volleyball court as Foothill hosts Amador Valley in a marathon match.
Then we head to the city where Washington takes on Oakland. You are watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering a $68 AC tune-up with a free duct inspection. High five service, champion attitude, your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
It's a Labor Day like no other. Get the biggest deals ever at Mattress Firm. Introducing the actually really seriously best sale of the year for real. Look, we even put it on a hat. That's how real it is. Don't wait. Get a king for a queen price or queen for a twin price and save up to $700 on Sealy. Plus, get a free adjustable base. It's the actually really seriously best. You get it.
The right mattress matters.
We'll find yours. Mattress Firm.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Tú y yo somos latinos. Nacimos en lugares distintos, de colores, cultura, sabores.
Y lo hacemos por cultura.
Tú y yo
no me copies la
somos
postura.
latinos.
Aquí estamos en el Estadio Azteca y arranca el partido.
Somos un equipo. Somos una familia. Somos.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, taking care of our guests one at a time. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Riker Center, got goals? And by Sharks Ice, official practice facility of the San Jose Sharks and home of the San Jose Barracuda.
This season, Chick-fil-A presents the sportsmanship game, each team meeting at midcourt after the game to enjoy a chicken sandwich courtesy of Chick-fil-A. The Foothill Falcons girls volleyball team is dominating this season with a 16-1 record, 4-0 in league play. The Falcons with lots of talent, with Katie Salonga running the show at center.
Amador Valley is the only team to beat Foothill this season with a tournament win over the Falcons back in August. Amador Valley and Foothill is this week's Chick-fil-A sportsmanship game.
Just an electric atmosphere for this rivalry game. First set, Foothill goes Sophia Zhang to Lulu Honiger to Paige Bennett, and Paige was great all night long. Later in the first, more Foothill, it's Honiger putting up a Lulu of a block, and the Falcons take the first 25-13. But Amador Valley fights back in the second. Caitlin O'Sullivan to Mackenzie Mapes to Sydney Goldstein, and Sydney sends a rocket to the hardwood. The Dons take the second. It's O'Sullivan to Mapes to Bailey Piper, and Bailey paints the back line 26-24. Amador were tied at one set apiece. Third set, and here comes the Falcons. Caitlin Vogel to the University of Colorado bound Salonga. A terrific set to Casey Burdick. More Foothill in the third. Paige Bennett to Salonga, back to Bennett. These two are so good together. It's 2-1 Foothill. The Falcons take the third, 25-16 off the overpass. Bennett just crushes it, but Amador Valley comes back again in the fourth. Ellie Ma to Mapes to outstanding middle block Charlotte Kelly. Here's O'Sullivan to Mapes to Piper, and Bailey gets the kill. Set point in the fourth, and it's Kelly coming up big again. This kill sends the match into a fifth and final set. Look at number 15, Honinger at the net for Foothill, getting the block and then rips the overpass for the kill. Match point for the Falcons. We go Bennett to Salonga, back to Bennett, and Foothill wins this marathon emotional rivalry match in 5 grueling sets. All of the girls getting Chick-fil-A sandwiches after this big-time celebration in what was a thrilling sportsmanship game. A huge night for outside hitter Paige Bennett and her setter, Katie Salonga, who we talked with after the game.
Oh my God, it was amazing. I mean, we packed our student section. Everyone was super energetic. We were feeding off the energy, and it's our rival. Like, who doesn't want to win this game?
Oakland High traveling across the bay to take on George Washington in a Friday afternoon battle. The Washington Eagles in Wildcat territory in the first, but Ymir Belvine says thank you very much. He picks off the pass and goes 85 yards untouched, and that's the first score of the game. The 2-point conversion makes it 8-0 Ojai. Watch number 16, DeAndre Demise, to the right of your screen. Someone block that man. He strips the ball and the Eagles recover. A defensive game all the way. Tommy Mayfield Calmer, the Eagles' workhorse, putting in work, but the Ojai D-line impenetrable. Fourth quarter, Josh Oludayo, the running back, getting many direct snaps. Josh leads the game in yards. Rashawn Buffin punches it in to end the drive. 14-0 Oakland, and that would go on to be the final score. Oakland starts the season off 4-0 after a winless season last year. Good things to come for Ojai.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, leading to $10,000 in scholarships to be handed out by Lexus of Stevens Creek at our end of the season awards banquet.
This week's volunteer is Tessa Terriello. Tessa is a junior on the Notre Dame Belmont volleyball team. Over the years, Tessa has worked with kids at a camp called Frontier Ranch. The goal is to get the kids to explore nature, try new things while teaching them more about religion. Tessa has also helped with beach cleanup and feeding the homeless. Tessa tells us why it's so important for her to give back.
It means just kind of being appreciative of what you have and where you are, and being able to take that extra step to give back to our communities and to show like our gratefulness and kind of excel like in ourselves and grow as people.
Gallo Salami helps us spotlight top athletes who are among the top recruits in the nation. This week's Gallo Salami Big Salami is Gavin Ripp from the Mitty boys basketball team. Gavin committing to play at the University of San Diego.
Coming up, undefeated Branham takes on Live Oak.
And the Miramonte boys in the pool against rival Campolindo next. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank.
The Branham Bruins start this week undefeated at 3-0. The Bruins with an outstanding all-purpose player in Elias Antillian, who combines for 200 yards a game running and catching.
Branham taking on undefeated Live Oak. The Acorns using the running of Josh Gagne in a comeback win last week over Sobrato. It's Branham and Live Oak in Morgan Hill Friday night.
Battle of 3-0 teams. Live Oak hosting Branham Friday night in Morgan Hill. Tyler Flipson on the call. The Acorns hit the ground running, literally. Luke Newell hands it off to Josh Gagne, take an arm tackle, and you could kiss him goodbye. Gagne with a 78-yard rushing touchdown. Live Oak up 7-0 early in the first. Next, Live Oak possession. Don't blink, because this guy is fast. Christian Hoagie takes the toss, shakes one tackler, jukes past a few more defenders, and he is home free. Touchdown, Acorns, 14-0, 10 minutes left in the first. End of the first quarter now. Live Oak launching it deep. It's a jump ball, but it's Bruins' Elias Antillian ripping it free and somehow keeping it off the ground out to Joel Ruiz-Pineda with the heads-up play interception. What a play for the Bruins D. Live Oak remained dominant. One touchdown later, they march right back down the field, and it's no other than Gagne punching it in. 28-0 Live Oak. No quitting Branham. Jack Lewis hands off to Antillian. He dances and cuts his way through the defense, finding the end zone. Branham on the board, 28-8 at the half. Acorns not letting off. Newell to Speedster Hoagie on the sweep, and he's gone with the win, extending the Live Oak lead 35-8. Live Oak keeping it on the ground. Newell off to Keaton Dietz, and he finds the edge and prances his way to the promised land. Acorns pouring it on 42-8 after that one. Branham answers. Jack Lewis heaving it deep with a dime to Alex Lewis, wide open for a touchdown, but it's not enough. Live Oak remains undefeated at 4-0 and taking down the Bruins 42-21. Check out that stat line for Gagne. He's this week's Mattress Firm peak performance. The right mattress matters to reach your peak performance. Visit a Mattress Firm store today.
Back to the pool we go as the Campolindo student section is ready for this league showdown against Miramonte. But the Amador strike first. Patrick Stice bringing the heat with this shot. Stice would score another goal to make it 2-0 Miramonte after one. Here come the Cougars now. Ellis Colleton dumps a pass inside the 5-meter mark to Dylan King, and the junior says, "King me." Cougars cut the deficit to 1, but Miramonte would score 4 goals in the second quarter, including this last second goal from Griff Tunney, who rockets this home before time expires. 2 goals for the Southpaw, 6-3 Matadors at the half. Third quarter, Cougars on the counterattack. Hayden O'Hare finds his brother Cade O'Hare, and he's going to go top shelf to cut the deficit to 2. Moments later, Cougars on a penalty shot. Hayden O'Hare goes with the skip shot and converts. 7-6 Matadors. Miramonte would pull away in the fourth quarter, scoring 3 goals, including this power play goal from Oliver Sherwood. Yeah, he's bringing the heat. Miramonte begins league play with a 10-7 victory over Campolindo.
The Harker School is dedicated to a superior education for all of its students. So Harker presents the Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week's Scholar Athlete Award is John Pal Mendoza from San Ramon Valley. The senior running back and linebacker is great in the classroom with a 4.0 GPA.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Last week, the middle and upper schools each held club fairs, inviting students to peruse the dozens of clubs available for almost any interest, from game development to foreign language to community service. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Albany's Construction brings us the Dirty Work play each week. This is a play showing the same type of grit and determination exemplified by all of the folks at Albany's Construction. This week's Dirty Work play goes to Gabe Giamsi from Amador Valley. Gabe jumps the swing pass and makes a solid tackle for the Dons. Gabe Giamsi doing the dirty work, just like all of the hard-working folks at Albanese Construction.
There is so much great content on our social media. Check us out all week long on all of the platforms, but especially on Instagram. We are at 49ers Cal High.
And remember, you can buy full game videos from any of the games we shoot every week. Go to 49erscalhighsports.com to order, and we'll send you a copy to download.
Coming up, our second monster game. It's a huge matchup with Campolindo and Monte Vista.
And later, the battle for the Den as Pioneer meets Leland when 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank, returns.
This tiny payment thing is a giant pain.
Hi, ladies. Alex from U.S. Bank. Can she help?
How about a comprehensive point-of-sale system that can track inventory, manage schedules,
And customize orders?
That's what U.S. Bank Business Essentials is for. What about a new oven? Can U.S. Bank help us there?
We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes. That would be a big help.
Huge.
Jumbo. Ginormous.
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. We'll get there together.
Join us on the ice for the Bay Area's hottest sport. High school ice hockey leagues are forming now for the upcoming season. Be part of this fast-moving, hard-hitting, crazy, exciting game. You can join as part of your high school team or sign up to be assigned to a team. Games are played at Sharks Ice locations all around the Bay Area. Jump in anytime and join your friends on the ice. Be a part of Bay Area high school hockey. Contact Sharks Ice for more details and get into the game today.
Want to make $186,000 a year, serving a community that wants you. The San Jose Police Department is hiring. Choose from over 50 specialty assignments like K-9 officer, helicopter pilot, or crime scene investigator. If you have the drive to serve, we will teach you the rest. Apply today at joinsjpd.com.
In the heart of the Bay Area, where champions are made.
Venardi Zurada proudly stands as the official injury attorneys of the San Francisco 49ers.
When it comes to winning and having your back, just like the 49ers,
we've got you covered every step of the way.
At Venardi Zurada, we've been champions for our clients for years because we know what it takes to win.
Venardi Zurada, your faithful injury attorneys. Call 1-800-JUSTICE for your free consultation.
An interesting matchup in the East Bay this week with Campolindo traveling to Monte Vista. The Cougars running the ball well with sophomore Micah Parker getting the bulk of the work.
The Cougars meeting Monte Vista this week. The Mustangs feature running back Julian McMahon, who averages just under 120 yards a game. Campo at Monte Vista is this week's NCS Monster Game, and our Adrian Soriano was there.
Well, the Monte Vista Mustangs are looking to get back in the win column after a tough loss last week. Keep your eyes out on junior Braden Turner, who already has 1,063 passing yards and 12 passing touchdowns. Meanwhile, Campolindo is coming off a bye week last week and looking to win its second game of the season. Expect senior Spencer Lyon to make an impact in this game. Spencer has 151 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown so far in the season. It's Monte Vista and Campolindo in our NCS Monster Game. Monte Vista on the board first. Braden Turner connects with Julian McMahon, and Julian is gone! 48 yards to the house as the Monte Vista Mustangs take a 7-0 lead. But the Cougars answer back later in the quarter. Isaiah Ortiz fires and hits Joe Ravelos, who hauls it in for the score. It's tied up at 7 after 1. Monte Vista trying to retake the lead in the second, but the pass is picked off by Luke Bernardi to stop the Mustangs' drive. Campo takes advantage of the turnover as Igor Dobrolyubov drills a 32-yard field goal through the uprights. 10-7 Cougars. The Mustangs looking to battle back on their next drive, but Tim Doherty forces the fumble. Luke Bernardi is right there to gobble up the loose ball, and Campo is back in business. The Cougs punch it in a few plays later as Ortiz powers his way into the end zone. PAT good, and it's 17-7 Campolindo Cougars at the half. Second half now, and Ortiz heaves it deep to a wide open Tim Doherty, and Tim turns on the Jets. 45 yards to the house as the Cougars extend their lead 24-7. Monte Vista trying to get back in it, but the pass is picked off again by Luke Bernardi. His second pick of the game as Campolindo takes over in offense. Then a few plays later, Ortiz throws it to Jake Spencer, who races in for the score as Campolindo cruises to a 38-14 victory to go to 2-1-1 on the season. Here's Isaiah Ortiz after the game.
We just started clicking. We've been doing work after practice, all that stuff, and once we got a set offense, I feel like we've just been clicking in every single cylinder.
In Denville with the NCS Monster Game, I'm Adrian Soriano, 49ers Cal High Sports.
The Notre Dame Belmont girls volleyball team is playing very well this season.
The girls traveling to the Rikes Center to chat about it with our Jake Vanderbrook this week.
And we are here at the Rikes Center for human enhancement where goals are achieved. Got goals? And here's the outstanding volleyball team from Notre Dame Belmont. Yeah! Woo! More like a roar because they are the Tigers. So first off, I'm going to start off with Gia Rivera. Gia, you're killing it on the court this season. You're leading the team with 113 kills. Where does that confidence come from?
Honestly, it just comes from my teammates and the support that I have, and my parents pushing me to always do my best, and my coach behind me, and just, yeah.
Right behind Gia is Carly Borden. She has 97 kills on the season thus far. So, Carly, what would you say is the one thing that stands out the most about this team?
I think just how close we are, and like we all support each other. We're all there for each other. If you're not having the best day, someone's there to help pick you up. So I think it's just a lot of that type of thing.
Yeah, and what's the one thing that you guys do to keep each other in check come game day? Talk about that team chemistry.
Kind of just like making sure everyone's ready, like has energy and everything. And if you make a mistake, someone's there to pat you on the back or say you got the next one.
Absolutely, and finally I'm going to make my way over to Julia Breckenridge, who's a senior. So Julia, this is your one last ride with this program. Just first off, tell me what's the one thing you're going to miss about playing with this team?
I'm going to miss our team dynamic. We're all really close. We love each other. We love hanging out on game days in and outside of school, so it's just really fun.
Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. Now, here are the highlights for their match against Sacred Heart Prep.
Tigers on 3.
1, 2, 3, Tigers.
Let's go to Atherton now as Sacred Heart Prep takes on Notre Dame Belmont. The Tigers making their presence felt early. Julia Breckenridge to Jessica I to Carly Borden, who crushes this one to the hardwood. Then later in the set, it's Borden over to Jessica I, and Jessica sets it up this time for a Julia Breckenridge spike as the Tigers win set 125-16. On to set 2 now, and Mia Radoff passes to Kylie McGibbon, who sets up an emphatic Isabel Marco kill. Now it's Radoff to Marco to Naomi Watson, and Naomi puts this one away as the Gators take set to 25-18. Notre Dame Belmont looking to answer in set 3. Gia Rivera over to Jessica I, and Jessica dumps it over for the nifty kill. The Gators battle back. Marco bumps, McGibbon sets, and Radoff crushes it as Sacred Heart Prep ties it up at 14-all. But the Tigers would take set 3. Breckenridge to I to Rivera, and Gia spikes it down with authority. Notre Dame Belmont wins it 25-22. SHP looking to rally back in set 4. Isabel Marco to Jillian Amaro, then right back to Isabel, who smashes it to the hardwood. Notre Dame Belmont would pull away later in the set. Adriana Agresti over to Jessica I, and Jessica sets it up for a Gia Rivera kill. Match point for the Tigers now. Breckenridge to I to Rivera. Bam! Notre Dame Belmont wins it in 4 sets to go to 8-4 in the season, 1-0 in the West Bay Foothill Division.
Coming up, it's Leland and Pioneer.
But first, here is our top 10 football poll.
A big rivalry game played on Friday night with two teams from Almaden going at it for the Battle of the Den.
Lots of history with this game, with lots of talented players over the years. The rivalry renewed at Pioneer on Friday night.
Nikon Shadus in San Jose for the Battle of the Den between Pioneer and Leland. Jumping to the second quarter, a high snap almost gets away from Pioneer QB Damian Flores, but a quick Flores takes it himself and turns on the Jets. Flores taking it 40 yards for the Mustangs. Later in the drive, handed to the junior in his 3rd season on varsity, Jesse Herrera getting it in for the touchdown. 7-0 Pioneer. A big defensive game for both teams. Here's Leland's Graham Kerpel getting home for the sack and giving Pioneer a loss of 5. Then jump to the final play of the second quarter. Pioneer takes a shot deep downfield, looking for the end zone, but Leland's Luke Whitson picks it off to keep it a 7-0 Pioneer lead at half. Leland in striking territory in the third, a direct snap to the running back Diego Vasquez, who breaks off multiple tackles, powering into the end zone, and we are all tied up. Pioneer ball, Flores going over the middle to Jaden Torres. Pioneer goes on to kick a field goal to take a 10-7 lead. Fourth quarter, Leland on offense. Pioneer breaks the pocket. Marcus Perez getting home for the huge sack for the Mustangs. Under a minute to go, Leland gets the pass out, but again a huge play by Perez as he punches the ball loose. Edgar Arazo recovers it as Pioneer wins the Battle of the Den for the first time since 2015.
Bernardi Zurada, your faithful injury attorneys, bring us the hometown hero each week.
This week we honor Mike Sullivan from Zobrado High School. Mike has done a great job bringing the Booster Club together to do great work, not only at football games, but throughout the year on campus, helping create a great environment at all of the events. Mike Sullivan from Zobrado, this week's hometown hero.
DGDG.com wants you to be a happy car buyer, so each week we show you the Be Happy play.
This week's Be Happy play goes to the Foothill Falcons. The Foothill team winning a thrilling 5-set match over their rivals from Amador Valley. A hard-fought win, and all the Foothill folks were really happy about it. Want to be a happy car buyer? Go to DGDG.com. Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion play of the week. It might be this play, but you have to wait to find out.
First, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Raikus Center.
I'm Andrew Havili, and today's training tip is a lateral box jump. So Shireen's going to hop side to side with the Raptor pulling against her. This will just add extra resistance, so I can now say, Shireen, catch. She'll stop it, and then the extra lateral pull will help her maintain knee stability. You can do this going forward, backward, side to side. You can even rotate it.
We announce the Service by Medallion play of the week to end each show.
We'll show you some top contenders from this week and then announce this week's Service by Medallion play of the week.
Play of the week.
We start off with California's Saidi Abdul Kareem with the punt sack. I've never seen that either. But the play of the week has to go to Vianney Mamanea from Independence, snatching the ball away from the receiver and going all the way for the touchdown. Let's see it in slow motion now. Vianney Mamanea from the undefeated Independence 76ers flag football team. You just won the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that's 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to join us next week. We'll feature the Campolindo football player after beginning his football career in China. We'll see you then.
I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check back every Sunday night.
And watch us every Sunday night at 6 and 10 p.m. on NBC Sports California. We'll see you at the games.